Hello guys, let me show you how you can take risk entry using this particular setup without going deep into into the 30 minutes and just still getting a good entry that can give you more than 1 to 4 as this strategy demands. So you can still take it in 4 hours like this, and still it will, in most occasions, obviously not often, it will obviously play if the analysis is right. Like in this day, this was on the 25th, it played, and as you can see, even if you had a tight stop loss, the only way I would have had a tight stop loss on this trade, if this candle low took the low of this other one, then I would have had a tight stop loss. But since it did not take it, it means that there was possibility of liquidating these lows with this pullback in 4 hours. So that is why the most appropriate stop loss is about 25 pips, and then you target a 1 to 4, at least a 1 to 4, but while monitoring it on 30 minutes, so that when you start to pull back immediately you can leave the market. So with this risk entry, it's always advisable to take 1 to 4, because this is the right take profit according to this strategy. But since we are in a bullish direction, as you can see, this is a bullish direction, you can target more, but it's at your own risk, because sometimes after the market has taken buy side liquidity, it will always look for sell side liquidity. So like in this case, it worked perfectly, and the reason why it worked is because 30 minutes did not provide us with what is very, very important, which is the 30 minutes V-shaped aggressive manipulation. Now after a candle is always formed, after every 4 hours, just check your chart, after every 4 hours that aligns or in the direction, there must always be pullback. Now sometimes the pullback will be very small, and that is the occasion where I miss trade, and that is why sometimes I like tracking it on an aggressive, on a riskier entry. Like in this case, this would be a risky entry. An example of that is this one that I took yesterday. This was yesterday's candle, and as you can see, the take profit was very good as much as I got risk entry. This is just at the beginning of these 4 hours. So my target was 1 to 6, although eventually it ended up in break even. As you can see, it really misbehaved a lot. This is how it moved, and then it started ranging, and then eventually it stopped me out at a break even. This was the break even trade. So you can join, by the way. This channel is for free. I only share my strategies there. I only have 2 strategies, this swing strategy, and at the same time I have day trading strategies. So it depends with what you like. You can always ask in the comment section and I'll respond. Now I want you to note, this strategy is very simple. It only deals with knowing 1 time frame, actually 3 time frame, 1 day, and then 4 hours if you want to take risk entry. The reason why it's called swing is because at some point in life, when I'm now busy, at this particular point I'm still not busy because I'm just trading full time. So if I'll be busy, I'll be taking risk entry like this and targeting, like, let's say 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 with a bigger stop loss if I have a larger capital that I'll be managing with other things. So I don't need to struggle to look at the market so much. I just need something like this. I'll explain why this is not valid, and it was not valid here, or it was valid here. So I'll explain that. So that is why this strategy is called swing, because at some point I'll just take it like this and then I leave it for some times. It depends. There's a reason for taking it and leaving it like that. Maybe if you took it somewhere down here, for example, if this is the case, you took it somewhere here, you can take a swing and hold for this long. But since I'm a full-time trader, I can go to 30 minutes and find the entries and still get a good entry. Now if we go to let me just start afresh so that I can map everything afresh for you, so that you know how the strategy works using this checklist. If you watch my other videos, you already know this is just another entry protocol that does not follow if you want to get sniper entries. So let's proceed with daily time frame first. So daily time frame, what does it say? You can see that trade was held for 2 days. So on a daily time frame, this is where the trade was, and as you can see, this has been a buying market. This has been a buying market, and then all of a sudden we have a close down. That means that 4 hours pulled back to take some liquidity. IDM, because this strategy is coined from SMC, it is just a summary of SMC. So we wait for 1 day to close in opposite direction in a trending market. So like you can see, this is a buying market, so we just wait for a time frame to close in opposite direction. Like in this case, this day closed opposite, and then first we look at first 4 hour alignment confirmed. So we go and look for the first 4 hours alignment confirmed. So if you use a smart money concept, you can see that almost everything is playing out perfectly, because we have a break of structure. If you go to 15 minutes, this was a break of structure, and then after this break of structure we had an immediate this was a move up like this. This was a move up, a move down, move up, and then now we are taking IDM, so possibly we should continue on the upper side, but that is not important. That is why this strategy is summarized for you to not avoid overthinking of it, so it becomes so mechanical. Now you can also see that the demand is in control. Those ones are not important. What is important is that you are able to mark your daily high and daily low when this situation number 1 happens. That is when we start looking for trade. Like today I don't have any trade, because as you can see, all these pairs, none of them has given me that characteristics. So I'm just seated. I don't want to take the day trading strategy, because yesterday I took some profit, as you can see here in this the same trade. By the way, I didn't take risk entry on this one. I took it confirmation entry, and that is why you can see it clocked. I took it at around 3.5. It did not finally close, so I was trailing my stop loss. So this has closed on the opposite side. So we go to 4 hours now. When we wake up in the morning, we go to 4 hours. You can do this in any time frame, in any pair, and still get the same results. So you can trade any pair. This strategy, you can trade any pair. So I trade major pairs, and then I trade JPY and AUD pairs. That is the reason why you see it's like I'm trading so many pairs. But in most occasion, if this day, like for example this Japanese this day, I had trade here, I had trade here, I had trade here, then I had trade here. So I only picked these two, this, and then I also had trade in this. So I just pick one this side and one that side, and that is what I trade. Like this one I didn't trade because it didn't give me confirmation. So it did not provide good confirmation entry, so that is why I wanted it to take it on 30 minutes, but it did not give me that. That is why I'm only showing the risk entry option here, and then I'll show you why it did not give me that, and that is why I did not take it. And then the following day there was news, by the way. That is why you see a red candle. So let's take it. So as you can see, the first candle pulls heavily downwards, so taking the previous yesterday's low. As you can see, that candle 4 hours has taken previous days low. That means that is just more liquidity being taken to prepare the market to propel upwards, which is nice. And then this is the daily low. So this is build up of liquidity that has been taken. So yesterday's low has been raided. That means that more sell side liquidity has been taken. So let's see. Now this next candle, as you can see, it takes the high of the previous candle. My strategy is the same in all the videos you watch. It is based on the same principle of market fractals. Nothing has changed. Market fractal, just the entry models differ a lot, as that is the most difficult part of this strategy. So I give these different entries so that people to choose. Now on this trade, the reason why it is important to take a risk entry like the one I took yesterday, risk entry, is that market has already pulled down for you. It means that this is most likely the manipulation, the V-shaped aggressive reaction we need. So that is the only reason why it is good to take it on an aggressive entry or risk entry, because this week here, it means that 30 minutes are already pulled back. So most likely it may not pull back unless it needs more liquidity down here. So that is why it's always just good to take risk entry. At the same time, it has pulled back to give you good entry position. so you can have good entry position without necessarily turning to 30 minutes to get entries. So about 24-25 pips is very fine. And then you just enter on market execution. I like entering on market execution because of how these brokers and pro firms misbehave. You get you don't get filled in, so I like it on market execution. So the target should be at least I want to 5, no, I want to 4 by the way, but 1 to 5 is just good. So after placing that, now you just set and forget. So you leave it there. So you can see immediately it moved very fast. So it completed the trade the following day. This was at night, and then this was now midnight candle. So the candle that started at midnight, it completed it in Asia, and then you took your profit. Maybe you took it at 1 to 4 before the night closed, somewhere here, before you went to sleep, which is okay. The strategy says target at least a 1 to 4, because you cannot be waiting for this long and then you don't reward yourself. That would be so ridiculous. By the way, if you took it on this, if you had a tight stop loss, that would be 20 pips, so it should have given more than 1 to 7, as you can see, almost a 1 to 8 if you took it on a type stop loss and at the same time. It always works. It's only that when you study individual candles for long, like I've done, you will always know the direction correctly. So let me go to 30 minutes and show you the reason why it was not good to take it on 30 minutes, since the 30 minutes only provided continuation, and you can only enter continuation trade when you took it from the bottom. That is when now you can scale in. So this high has been taken, which is okay. So what we need is some aggressive move, because for every 4 hours close there must be pullback. For every 4 hours close there must be pullback. There was close here, there was no pullback, yes, but as you can see, when this closed, this was an aggressive pullback. This closed here, there was a small pullback. This closed, pullback. So for every pullback, that pullback is what is called manipulation. So the aggressive move. Just check your candles well. The time that the market begins to scare you as if it's want to change direction, just know that 4 hours is just close. So mark your timing well, so that you know when 4 hours closes on your time, so that you know that that is just manipulation and not a show of change of direction. So let's continue. So as you can see, this is the aggressive thing that I always want, but I always want it in the beginning of another time frame. So if this market closed somewhere here, aligning somewhere here, and then now I'm seeing this aggressive move, I would be very glad to enter immediately. I see this now. So this is what I will call an aggressive V-shaped aggressive manipulation. Alternatively, I would have still entered if it took the high of this. If it took the high of this previous candle, 4 hours, took the high, and then maybe gave me a week, got some little rejection to somewhere here, obviously I would have taken it at this particular point with the immediate entry. I would have taken it, stop loss here, but I'm aware that I can be wicked out and I'll just get in again. So that would be it, and then take profit obviously is always on the high of this. So we would pay ourselves a little bit more by trailing stop losses, because we have waited for so long for a perfect opportunity like this, where SMC has aligned everything. So this would be nice 1 to 6 when you take it from the bottom. I would have looked for at least a 1 to 6 thereabout, so that I can pay myself handsomely. Now my internet has just done me that thing again, so meanwhile, while I'm fixing it, I can be explaining while you're also checking these criteria, so that you know exactly what we are looking for. So a 1 to 6 would be very nice. Why? Because if I take a 1 to 6, now I'll be having a lot of room to play with the next time. I'll be having a lot of room to play with my stop losses. At the same time, I'll be confident to risk more, so that I can get more entry. So as you can see here, like I said, while the internet is getting itself ready, the strategy is very simple. Just follow the trend in the daily direction does not always lie. So when it closes in the opposite direction, it only means that it has aligned itself with SMC checking criteria for successful pullback. So with 1 to 6, it would have been a very fine trade. I don't know why my internet keep doing me dirty, doesn't want me to complete this video, but we will just complete it anyway, and I'm not going to cut that part so that you know the struggles of a content creator without even being paid by YouTube. So this strategy is not there in the internet, so just pay a little bit attention to it. And then it is high risk, it is high risk to reward strategy. At the same time, it gives you less trade, and you can look at multiple pairs and still get very good trades. So this would be the V-shaped reaction needed, and then enter 30 minutes full body closure. This would be 30 minutes full body closure only if this was at the beginning of 4 hours. And then I'm assuming that I got an entry here, so I would have let it now just play peacefully, and then see how it goes. So as you can see, this would be how it would have played. This would be how it would have played. So that was a 1 to 6 if that is what it played. But the alternatively, if I was only looking at this pair that day on 25th, this would be the right entry. But look at now the stop loss, so humongous. I don't like that. Maybe I would have waited for it to pull back more, and then that is how I would have missed the trade. Like the one I found yesterday on this, I waited for it to slightly pull down. As you can see, it was so big, so I had to wait for it to slightly pull down to get a 10 pip stop loss, so that I can take my entries very fast. So if it didn't pull down maybe to at least a 20 pip stop loss, I wouldn't have taken it anyway. So that is why I'm telling you there are two options to entry here that I advocate for, depending on if you are a swing trader or if you are a day traders. If you are a swing, you just take it on 4 hours, and as you can see, this was nice. Now where was the continuation? Now if you check, this was the beginning of 4 hours. After this, and after this candle, 4 hours started here, and then this was now pullback. So this could have pulled back more, because I don't like considering one candle as a deep pullback unless it has been rejected. If it is rejected like this, then it's okay. So the correct way was to wait for this high to be broken and then get a push. If I was in this trade, that is what I would have done for a possible scale in, if I wanted to scale in. And then as you can see, this candle ended at exactly, this was now the beginning of the new candle. This was the beginning of new 4 hours candle, and as you can see, it started by taking the high of the previous candle, and then immediately started tanking down, as you can see. So I would have taken entry on this, or you would have still taken entry on this, though that is risky because it can still come down like this. 4 hours can still come down and take this high as liquidity. So stop loss would have been somewhere here for a 21 pip stop loss. That is still fine, but the safest entry of all would have been when this 4 hours has pulled back successfully. The right entry is on this 4 hours close, and as you can see, when it closed, it never pulled back again. Whenever you see 30 minutes pulling back, just know that that 4 hours is pushing down, is pulling down. So don't be afraid, just wait for 30 minutes to close again, and then that would be it. So obviously this would be a late entry and not advisable, because now it has taken even the buy side liquidity. Any moment from that particular time, it would have started dropping, and as you can see, what did it do? It went up obviously, but then news came, and then news took everything. But at least this one gave you a 1 to 3. So that would have been a very nice trade. The problem was, if I always miss it from the entry here, I don't enter, I just watch it play, and that was it. So the maximum it went, if I got it right, if I got it somewhere here, would have been a 1 to 7, and then a possible scaling somewhere here, another 1 to 4. So that would be a very nice 1 trade, 2 trades of the week, and then that is how. So every week I like backtesting all the opportunities that came to play, and then record a video like this and possibly post, so that in case one day I lose, I'm out of flow state, I can always watch them like this with you and then get the gist of how the trade is working. So that is how the trade went to be. So you can join the Telegram, and if you like this video, please, this is the first time I'm saying subscribe in making of this series.